So here I have a 2009 Pontiac G6, got the 2.4 liter. So won't start, having a hard time cranking. Now usually I like to hook up my Noco Genius 10, wait for the green light, and it usually gives enough power to fire, at least aid it to start, but this thing's not really giving any power. So I checked the fuse for the alternator. It's just fine. And then I also went ahead and checked the battery. Battery's testing great, got 100% life, and I see, yeah, so it's a brand new battery, so the battery's great. So now, guys, there's the alternator right there, so we're gonna go ahead and replace that. $94,919 miles. Before we touch or start removing any of those sensors, so we don't make this car really angry, we're gonna 10mm. And then using an 8mm, I want to get rid of everything above the alternator to make life easier. This has a gray clip right here, like a little locking mechanism. Just pry it back. Get rid of that. Whew, nice and filthy. Next we're going to come back here. There's a 10mm holding this. It's based onto the frame. And there's a clip right there onto this low pressure of the AC line. I have to free up. See, it's just a little peg. That way we can move that over a little bit. Here's these two rubber pegs right here that connects to the frame of the car. Put the cap back on so nothing flies up in there. I see that we got a cooling hose in the way, so we're gonna leave that one alone. Now, what sucks about this job is if it's just the alternator, you just zip, 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 and I'm pretty sure it just pops right out. But unfortunately, they want the belt and everything replaced. So, it's looking like I'm gonna have to probably remove that wheel well. So what I'm doing now was I put a jack underneath the oil pan with the 2x4. Just lightly pressing up on the motor because we're going to drop this motor mount, so it's going to require 15mm and at least a 6-inch extension. And There are 3 15s that are connected to the car. 1, 2, and then 3. This one's being really stubborn. Oh, usually this is a lot faster. Yeah, I can't use that. Wow. Finally. Now these 2 bolts right here are 18 millimeter. Now I said before you get this far, definitely make sure this engine is held up, because this is what's holding it up. If you're not sure you got enough pressure on the bottom, just loosen these up slowly but surely. See how it's dropping a little bit? There you have that one. We're gonna get this belt off. I shouldn't have to remove anything underneath. I think I can tack everything from the top. So like I said, you wouldn't have to do half this stuff if you were just doing the alternator, because here it is. Maybe you can fish something down in there, but I like to get everything up and out of the way. So is this necessary? We'll find out. So take a 3/8, whatever your favorite breaker bar is. I might need 2 hands for this. Alright, so now with your 3/8 in there, what we're going to do is we're going to move it back towards the car. You also want to make sure the car is cool when you do this, because it's still pretty hot for me. So that's not really helping at the moment. And this belt is tight, like even with it completely the pulley as far as I can get it, it's not coming off. So since I'm not saving the belt, I'm cutting the belt.
I'm playing with you, Daddy.
Finally broke it. Awesome. Okay, so let's unplug it. Just a simple push that down, move it out of the way. Now, there's the battery terminal right here. Gotta feed it rack. Come on. Okay, there we go. Got it. not loose enough to do it by hand. Now it is. There we go. Tuck that wire down and away. Alright, so a good point of reference is to break out this one. This is a reman model. It's actually very, very expensive. You can buy a new GM1, brand new one off Rock Auto for almost half the price, so that's fun. But you always want to look right here and you can see where the bolts are, so you know which ones to take off and where they're going to be at, because we can't see. So this top one right here is 14 millimeter. And then there's one right behind this radiator hose, which I don't feel like messing with or removing, so we'll see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break it loose with this first. No, I'm not. Because this one is a 13, so we had a 14 millimeter bolt. No, I'm not. They're 13. My bad. 13 millimeters. So now we'll get in there. A nut, and I know there's one on the bottom, but I don't. Okay, it's right here. Not that I can even bring it in to show you guys anyways, but believe it, there's one down here. I wouldn't lie to you. It's another really long bolt, but it's up there at an angle too, so that kind of sucks to get to. Gonna work it off that stud right that's there. Be helpful to have a third arm. It'd be weird, but it'd be helpful in this situation. There we go. Not terrible. Not exactly a great fit, but it's not terrible. We're gonna have this nice pretty one back down there. Okay, putting it back on that stud. All right, so that's the fun part's over. This isn't even what I'm really concerned about, honestly. What I'm mainly concerned about is getting that new belt on. I felt how tight that last belt was. That's the part I'm not really looking forward to. Drive it back in. further. I'm gonna get down there and take off this nut. Put the battery cable back on. Now that nut's back on, put that rubber boot back over it, the connection. Put this, now I'll put this connector back in. I didn't hear the click, but I can't pull it back out, so we'll be satisfied. I'll make my own clicking noise. So now I'm going to install the brand new belt. Now, it's a very simple belt pattern. There's not. It goes under the air compressor, underneath the flywheel, underneath the tensioner, over the alternator. So I think the hardest part is going to be getting this down underneath the bottom too. Like I said, I really don't feel like see, I go like this, underneath this. I'm gonna have to put it underneath this. Maybe I could jack the engine up some more. See if I can see it better. All right, it's up pretty high. So yeah, jacking up the engine made a huge difference. I was able to actually clear all of it. So with that resting right here, which again, if you're just replacing the alternator, you don't have to do any of this. It would just be resting right there for you. Okay, so I'm gonna also wish I have like an 18 inch. This little 10 inch isn't really giving me a lot of slack with it. Or slack, a lot of leverage. Okay. I'll take it, pull this up. And it came off the AC compressor, so. There we go, got it back on the AC compressor. And now we're back over here. Oh, okay. There we go. That's it. And that's on there. It's on there really, really nice. So yeah, jacking up the engine a lot was actually very helpful. So now we're done with that. We can get all this other junk put back together. It is motor mount time. Now, I like to set it back on there because I'm gonna look at the angle that it's sitting at. So I don't exactly know where it's supposed to be at. So I'm gonna start like this. And we'll just put a couple back in. So here's those. I believe that's an 18. Not true. It all depends on how you break your neck. Alright, I'll get it. I think those were 14s. Yeah, I'm gonna lower it the rest of the way down so I can. Oh, here we go. Get the proper tightness. The torque. I have no torque specs, so make sure you torque them down appropriately. Go down there and see. I was hoping I could show you guys. There's the flywheel right there with the brand new belt. It's completely seated. Give the airbox a quick blowout. Now again, we're going to set them in with these two pegs. Just move over that low pressure line, and it makes it a lot easier. We gotta get this part. What keeps getting stuck? So we just want to move this over. There, just like that. Set that back in there. Millimeter, tighten it back up. You don't gotta go crazy tight with that, it's just an air box. Suggest to them to get a new air filter. Only goes in one way, just follow that. Now we're gonna see, we're just gonna match these up like this. There we go. Nice and firm on there. Oh, great. Now I gotta get underneath there and fix that now. Don't do what I just did.